In this tutorial, I will show you how to make a ghost effect that looks like this. In order to make an effect like this, you need to work with, for instance, green screen, the opacity of images, and you need to work with their placement on the screen. I've taken the liberty of already placing my clips on the timeline in order to make this tutorial as short as possible, and I've disabled them, so for the moment it's just black. We'll start by turning this one on. So, what you need to do next in order to create the portal from the other world is turning this one on. It's a green screen vortex effect that I've found on YouTube, and you can find it by just searching for a combination of vortex and green screen and effect or some such, and there are thousands of effects out there just waiting for you to use them. So you need to drag it into the timeline, in this case turn it back on, and now we need to work with the keyer function. So what you need to do is go into your effects library. All the effects will be there if you place your marker on all, and then you can just type keyer and you'll get the keyer, and you need to drag it on top of the clip like this. So that will effectively remove all of the green from the green screen effect. Now this one is maybe a bit too much, so we need to go into video animation, and we need to adjust the opacity, make it a bit lower in order for the effect not to be so dominant, maybe like this. And we also want it to fade in slowly, so we want to place some keyframes on this line. We do that by holding down the Alt key, just clicking on this line, and you can then drag this one down in order to make it fade in and out, like this. Let's try to see how it looks. So now we have our vortex. The next thing that we need to place is our electrical thingy. And we need to drag it into the timeline, in this case enable it. And basically we'll just do the same thing that we just did with the green screen effect. We'll drag a keyer on top of it, but since the background is black in this one, in this effect, instead of green, it won't automatically remove the background as effectively. So what you need to do is select a sample color from the keyer function, press here, and then you tell the program that you want this color, in this instance black, removed, like this. Okay, so now you only have the electrical ball of lightning in the middle of the screen instead of all the black. And we also want this one to fade in and out, just as the vortex does. So we'll go into the video animation and we'll change the opacity and make it fade in and out. Okay, now it'll fade in and out just like the vortex. So now we need our ghost, and right now it just looks like this, very undramatic. So we also need to work with the keyer function on this one in order to remove all the green. We do that by dragging, and you can see on the green screen that the color varies a little bit because of the lighting. I haven't lighted it very well. So we need to tell the program that there are some sample colors that it needs to look for. We do that by doing exactly the same thing that we did on the electrical blast, only we'll do it in more places because there are more variations. This is hard work for Final Cut Pro, so it'll be a bit slow. Like this. And you can do it in several more places. We'll stop here, but if you want to remove every shadow, you need to do it in more places. So what we need to do now is make it appear gradually and it has to start out as a little figure and then grow in size. We'll do that by placing this one at the start of the clip, and then we'll adjust the size of the Lego figure and also the position so that it's right smack in the middle where the electric ball of lightning is. First, let's adjust the size. We'll make it a bit smaller, like this, and then we'll place it on top of the electric ball. Okay, so now it needs to grow in size. So what we need to do is place a keyframe, and then we'll move this marker a bit further along, like this, and we'll make it grow in size by dragging this one out. Now it'll hopefully grow in size when we play it back. Yes, it does. Okay, let's let the program render for a bit, because then it'll probably get a bit quicker when we continue our editing. All done. Now, the Lego figure doesn't look very ghosty, so we need to color grade it a bit. We do that by going into color correction, and I think we need to desaturate it a bit in order to make it a bit more ghastly, and also we need to color grade it a bit, and I think it needs a greenish tint, so we'll take the global setting here and move it into the green area, something like that. It's a bit more ghosty, still not a lot because it's very solid, so we need to adjust the opacity as well. Like this maybe. Okay, it looks a bit more like a ghost, but it still needs to glow a bit more in order to really look like a ghost. And we have an effect here in our effects library that can do that for us. It's called Glory. We'll drag that atop the clip, like this, and now it really looks like a ghost. So what we need to do now is make the jump scare clip look like a ghost, and we need to do exactly the same things we just did to the other ghost. Now we still need to color grade it. We don't need to do it manually like we did before. We can actually save the setting in this clip and use it in this clip. What we need to do in order to save the color grading setting that we made is go into color correction, and in here we need to go into presets and say save preset, and we can call it Lego Ghost, like this. So when we go into this one and into color grading, we can just choose Lego Ghost, if I can find it here, like that. Now it's a ghost. Okay, now we are almost done. We just need to make the ghost's transition from the other world into ours look a bit more dramatic. Right now it looks like that, but we need some kind of flash in order to finish the transition, and we need to find that in our transitions. And I think light noise works perfectly for that purpose. And I've made a cut here already, so we just need to place it on the cut. Okay, let's see how it looks. That wasn't too bad. As you can see, I haven't gotten around to placing the electrical blast entirely in the middle of the vortex, and also I haven't gotten rid of the shadows from the green screen entirely. I won't do that in this tutorial, but as you saw in the beginning, It's entirely possible. You just need to tweak it a bit more. So basically what you need in order to make a quite convincing ghost is just a recording of somewhere that you think is a bit ghosty, a ghost in front of some green screen, something that looks a bit more ghosty than a Lego figure might be in order, and also it's a good idea to download some green screen effects, like for instance this vortex and the electrical ball. YouTube, as I said, is full of these things, so just search until you find something that you like. Thank you for watching.